Welcome all, my dear friends. Let us enter into another significant arena of the world of patents, that is known as patent drafting. So, after having a lots of discussions on the most significant sections, rules, and forms of the Patents Act 1970 and the Patents Rules 2003, respectively, let us enter into this beautiful and most important arena of the world of patents. Okay, so let us continue with patent drafting. Fine. So patent drafting or otherwise we can say patent specification writing. Okay, and today I have taken the topic patent specification. Okay, so let us proceed with this. Now, a beautiful thought, friends. Just listen it carefully. Grasp the essence from the seed and let it drip from your fingertips. I'm again reading it, friends. Grasp the essence from the seed and let it drip from your fingertips. And that's called drafting. I hope it is clear. Fine. That means I have tried to explain you this term drafting in a literal way with showing some beautiful clips. Fine. I hope you get it. Okay. So let us proceed. Now we will have a comparison, because whenever we say what is a draft, normally we go to its literal meaning. Fine. So first of all, we will go to the literal meaning of a draft. Fine. Okay. We can say that a draft is a preliminary version of a piece of writing. Fine. Or it is or we can say a draft is a written order to pay a specified sum. Fine. So this is the normal and literal meaning of draft. Now we will go towards what is a patent draft. Fine. Because this is the demand of our legal world or the world of patents. Fine. Okay. Let us see. A patent draft is a technical document presented in a legal format that has two primary functions. Fine. Number one is to establish novelty, and point number two is to establish inventive step or non-obviousness of an invention. Fine. Also, we can note it that patent drafting is the process of writing the patent description and claims. Fine. When the patent is issued, the draft is the specification part of the document. So, whenever you will try to understand the meaning of this statement that I have written in the note part, then your confusions will be clarified. Fine. So just remember, patent drafting is the process of writing the patent description and claims. Fine. And when the patent is issued, the draft is the specification part of the document. Fine. So the comparison has been done. Let us proceed. Now, see friends, what I have given the title to this slide. The seed of the fruit. That means we know the very essence of a fruit is the seed. And seed is that part of the fruit which has the possibility, all the possibilities of life. So in this way, we can just compare this particular content of the complete specification as the seed of the fruit. That means the most important content for the complete specification. Okay. What it is? This is claim or claims. See, the name of the game is claim. Okay, just remember this. The name of the game is claim. Okay, just proceed. So friends, as we are continuing from our previous lecture, there we have discussed about the question and what question the patent agent should ask himself after reading the invention that was presented to him either in the soft copy or the hard copy. Okay, so now in this video lecture we shall start with the drafting process. Fine. So first of all we will choose a title. Okay, and as per the previous example, the title chosen is Bacillus spores and decontaminated manure based fertilizer composition. Again, I am reading it. Bacillus spores and decontaminated manure-based fertilizer composition. Fine. And as previously we have discussed about the contents of complete specification as title, field of invention, background of invention, object of invention, statement of the invention, summary of the present invention, brief description, detailed description, abstract claims, etc., etc. So in this particular invention case, we will take those contents which are desired for this specific invention. Okay, so in that way we will proceed. Fine. Okay, let us continue. Field of invention. The invention is generally related to the field of formulation and use of fertilizer compositions for agricultural use. More specifically, the invention relates to fertilizer compositions that contain viable Bacillus bacteria and decontaminated animal manure. Fine. Now, background of the invention. It is well understood that nitrogen or N, the single most important plant nutrient, has been overused in modern agriculture in an effort to encourage maximum plant yields. Fine. Nitrogen in the form of soluble nitrates is particularly harmful to the environment since nitrates readily leach out of soil and cause pollution of ground and surface waters. Fine. One of the principal goals of agricultural science has been to invent a perfect fertilizer composition that is capable of optimizing food plant production when used at minimum application rates and that subsequently will not degrade or adversely affect the soil ecosystem. The present invention attains the goal. Okay. Prioratex claims a biochemical fertilizer, but no mention is made of using decontaminated manure as a source of the organic ingredients. Other non-manure organics are indicated. Fine. Actually, all these things we have already discussed in the question, so I am not explaining these things. In this video lecture, actually, I am trying to categorize the patent draft. We are trying to categorize here how many sections are there and how this should proceed, how it should proceed. Okay, so explanation is not needed here. Fine, let us continue. The same background is continued. Fine. A broad list of microorganisms listed by genera is claimed in claim 10, which includes Bacillus, but this claim simply lists all the genera that may contain beneficial microorganisms, not noble as they are listed as such in numerous textbooks, and does not give any specific examples of species with performance data. The need for microbial nutrients is mentioned in claim 14, but this must be part of the microorganism ingredient, not the bulk organic ingredient as in the present invention, where decontaminated manure feeds the bacillus. Okay. There is a great but heretofore unmet need worldwide for that permits lower use rates of nitrogen while maintaining plant yields. The present invention provides such technology by combining unique ingredients and processing them in such a way as to arrive at potentiated fertilizer compositions capable of effecting substantial benefits in plant production. The novelty of the present invention relates to specific synergisms between the various ingredients and to the processing technology that renders such ingredients functional. Fine? Okay. Let us proceed. Then comes summary of the invention. Fine. In accordance with the present invention, fertilizer compositions that contain viable Bacillus bacteria and decontaminated animal manure are presented. Optionally, these formulations preferably also contain humic acid and NPK substances, where N means nitrogenous or nitrogen containing compounds, organic or inorganic. P indicates phosphorus containing organic or inorganic compounds, and K indicates potassium containing organic or inorganic compounds. More specifically, the invention concerns compositions comprising at least one species of probiotic Bacillus bacteria that exert a positive effect on the yield of agricultural plants and or reduce the nitrogen requirements of agricultural plants, and animal manure that has been decontaminated to reduce the concentration of undesirable microorganisms. Fine. Continuing the summary part. Thus, the first aspect of the invention is a fertilizer composition of plant production comprised of decontaminated manure and bacillus spores, and preferably humic acid, and optionally one or more of N compounds, P compounds, K compounds, and combinations of two or more of these compounds. For example, two N compounds, N compound with a P compound, two K compounds. Fine. Or one each of N compound, P compound and K compound. Preferred compositions are those wherein the ingredients are blended into an admixture resulting in a granular product. Other preferred compositions are those blended into an admixture resulting in a powdered product, preferably resulting in a powdered product. Preferably, the ingredients are formed into hardened pellets. The decontaminated manure is preferably derived from manure selected from the group consisting chicken or swine manure, particularly produced without litter or bedding and produced from animals not receiving growth promoting antibiotics in their feed. Fine. Continuing with the summary part. Other preferred compositions of the invention are those wherein the bacillus spores are from strains of probiotic bacillus bacteria capable of enhancing beneficial microbial populations within the rhizosphere. Preferably, the decontaminated manure has a total aerobic per facultative viable plate count reduced by 2 to 4 logs, that is 100 to 10,000 times, compared to raw manure. Fine. Yet other preferred compositions of the invention are those wherein the humic acid is derived from lignite. As used herein, humic acid means a polymeric compound typically containing the brownish black pigment melanin and can be obtained from lignite. It is soluble in bases but insoluble in mineral acids and alcohols. It is not a well-defined compound but a mixture of polymers containing aromatic and heterocyclic structures, carboxyl groups, and nitrogen, and is used in drilling fluids, printing inks, and plant growth. See Harley's Condensed Chemical Dictionary, 12th edition, 1993, page 608. As seen in the examples herein, not all humic acids behave in similar fashion. Fine. Summary is still continued. Still, other preferred compositions of the invention are those wherein the N compounds are selected from the group consisting of urea, ammonium sulfate, ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, calcium nitrate, potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate. The P compounds are selected from the group consisting of ammonium phosphate, superphosphate, monocalcium phosphate, or C, that the formula is given here. This is actually monocalcium phosphate, tricalcium phosphate, phosphate salts of sodium or potassium including orthophosphate salts, and the potassium compounds or K compounds are selected from the group consisting of KCl or potassium chloride, potassium sulfate, potassium nitrate, and phosphate salts of potassium including including orthophosphate salts. Preferred compositions of the invention are those wherein the decontaminated manure has a total aerobic per facultative viable plate count reduced by 2 to 4 logs, that is 100 to 10,000 times compared to raw manure. Fine. So here a thing is to be noted is the formula given and the formula is actually read as monocalcium phosphate. Just remember these things. Fine. Now comes the end part of the summary of the invention. Fine. And here we will discuss about the methods of making fertilizer composition. Fine. Decontaminated manures are prepared by methods known in US patent. Just given. The fertilizer is prepared by mixing decontaminated manures and other ingredients as discussed above and a suitable amount of Bacillus spores. Fine. Preferred compositions of the invention are those wherein the decontaminated manure has a total aerobic per facultative viable plate count reduced by 2 to 4 logs, that is 100 to 10,000 times compared to raw manure. Fine. The invention makes fertilizer compositions that contain viable Bacillus bacteria and decontaminated animal manure. The composition comprises at least one species of probiotic Bacillus bacteria. The ingredients are blended into an admixture resulting in a granular product. The decontaminated manure is preferably derived from manure selected from the group consisting chicken or swine manure, particularly produced without litter or bedding and produced from animals not receiving growth promoting antibiotics in their feed. The decontaminated manure, where the Bacillus spores are procured from strains of probiotic Bacillus bacteria capable of enhancing beneficial microbial populations within the rhizosphere. Fine. So this is the completion of the summary of the invention. Fine. So friends, let us discuss about the claims. The, what we can say, the seed of the fruit. Okay, as we have discussed earlier. So claim number 1. A fertilizer composition comprised of decontaminated manure and Bacillus spores wherein the decontaminated manure has a total aerobic per facultative viable plate count reduced by 2 to 4 logs, that is 100 to 10,000 times compared to raw manure. Fine. Claim number 2. The fertilizer composition of claim 1 comprising a humic acid. This has not been mentioned in claim 1 and has been mentioned separately because in the question humic acid is preferable and not essential. Mentioning separately allows another embodiment to be covered. So actually friends, this thing only differentiates between the independent claim and the dependent claim. Fine. Claim number 3. The fertilizer composition of claim 2 comprising an additive selected from the group consisting of N compounds, P compounds, K compounds and combinations thereof. Okay. Claim number 4. The fertilizer composition of claim 3 where the decontaminated manure, the Bacillus spores, the additive and the humic acid are blended into admixture resulting in a granular or powdered product. Fine. Let us proceed. Claim number 5. The fertilizer composition of claim 3 where the decontaminated manure, the Bacillus spores, the additive and the humic acid are formed into hardened pellets. Claim number 6. The fertilizer composition of claim 1 wherein the said decontaminated manure is derived from manure selected from chicken or swine manure and produced from animals not receiving growth promoting antibiotics in their feed. Said can be avoided as this is a generic term and has not been defined in the specification. The same is true for Bacillus bacteria and humic acid. Just remember these things. Claim number 7. The fertilizer composition of claim 1 wherein the said Bacillus spores are from strains of probiotic Bacillus bacteria capable of enhancing beneficial microbial populations within the rhizosphere. Fine. Claim number 8. The fertilizer composition of claim 1 wherein the humic acid is derived from lignite. Claim number 9. The fertilizer composition of claim 3 where the N compounds are selected from the group consisting of urea, ammonium sulfate, ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, calcium nitrate, potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate. The P compounds are selected from the group consisting ammonium phosphate, superphosphate, monocalcium phosphate, tricalcium phosphate, phosphate salts of sodium, etc. The fertilizer composition of claim 1 wherein the said potassium including orthophosphate salts and The K compound are selected from the group consisting of KCl or potassium chloride, potassium sulfate, potassium nitrate, and phosphate salts of potassium, including orthophosphate salts. Fine. So friends, please go through each and every slide of this lecture and try to visualize the fact that how you will first go through the whatever the hard copy or the soft copy is provided by the inventor, and then after you ask yourself some questions. After solving that, start your drafting stepwise how it should be written and how the claims should be written, so that there will be a very good approach. Fine. So I think by this example from the previous lecture, actually we have started this and ending with this video lecture. The question is completed with the solution. So I hope it is pretty much clear now that how to write a patent specification with proper claims, with proper drafting sequence, and so that it will be easier to answer the questions from paper 2. Fine? Okay friends, happy learning. Friends, let us know what is an abstract. The abstract is a required element of any patent application and is a concise statement of less than 150 words. Okay, the abstract communicates to the public what the invention is and should not be used to disclose specific technical details of the invention. This is the literal meaning in regard to a with regard to a patent application. But friends, let me tell you one thing, that some people write the abstract either in the beginning or in some midways of the patent draft, but it is actually the ideal practice to write down the abstract at the end, even after the claims part. Fine, so that it gives a total summary of the invention without disclosing the technical portions. Okay, without disclosing the specific technical details of the invention. Fine. So let us continue with this. Fertilizer composition for plant production are described, comprised of decontaminated manure and Bacillus spores, preferably a humic acid derived from lignite, and optionally one or more of N compounds, P compounds, K compounds, and combinations of two or more of these compounds. Preferred compositions are those wherein the ingredients are blended into an admixture resulting in a granular product. Other preferred compositions are those blended into an admixture resulting in a powdered product. Preferably, the ingredients are formed into hardened pellets. Okay, friends. So, if we read this abstract, we can very easily infer the what is the invention about, and without the disclosure of the specificity and the technical details. Okay, so as we have discussed all the parts of the patent draft, uh, I would again request you that please go through each and every slide of this video lecture, and yeah, try to grasp the essence of the invention first whenever you read a particular invention from the inventor, and try to map the inventor's mind first. You can think yourself as the inventor first, and think that if I would have been the inventor, what should be my thought. Okay, and if you think in this way, you can very well find out the essence of the invention, and then you can think yourself as the patent agent, and you can uh, ask yourself the questions, that means the problem solution approach you can take, and then only you can start the drafting. Fine. So So whenever you have to answer a question from patent 2 with respect to drafting, my suggestion would be first think yourself as the inventor while reading the invention part, and then think yourself as the patent agent. That means how I should proceed with the proper sequence in the drafting. Fine, this should be your approach while solving the questions. Fine, okay friends, thank you, happy learning. So friends, enrich your brain cell with proper food and proper knowledge. So thank you all my dear friends for listening to me and watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Please keep questioning. Please keep learning and keep enjoying. Thank you so much. God bless you. Jai Hind.